Hello people, welcome to the second video from the Languishark 19 channel. My name's Adam and I just wanted to show you some more pieces of work that I've been doing. Although there's only been around about a week since I uploaded the first video, there's actually been about 5 months between then and now. So I talked about progress, so I wanted to show you some of that progress by showing some more pieces of work that I've been doing. Here's the second one I've done. I wasn't too happy with this one. I didn't prime the paper like I did in the first one, and it's come out quite dull. It's meant to be like a moon, an exploding star. I've messed up that. I've put too much paint on it, and it's the black seep through. This is meant to be sort of like a galaxy, like a white hole, if you like. So yeah, not too happy with that one either. But a bit of progress. This one I really messed up on. I was trying to do some highlighting around the moon there, and I've really messed up. And this is my first attempt on buildings. Not too happy with the stars as well. I've developed a new technique where I don't flick straight. I spray the white onto my finger, and I don't flick straight onto the painting. I flick on the side first, and then I flick onto the paper, and it basically it stops all these big sort of globs of white coming out. Next one, this is when I first done colour. I brought some red and yellow and orange from B&Q, done some mountains, and I've done the wrong technique here. I've basically tried to paint the whites on rather than doing textures with newspaper, and I've tried to do a waterfall and a tree scene and all that sort of stuff. It is improvement though. This is, I mean, this is the best one of the two that I've seen. I have done some other pictures as well of these, but I've given away some of the ones that I've been most proud of. I've given away to a lot of friends and family. So as you can see, I'm still messing around with highlights here. I'm trying to make it more vivid. Not really happy with the water here. It's sort of like a theme that I sort of overblend the water until sort of a few of the later pictures. Again, I've put too much paint on this exploding star here, this supernova, and I've actually done mountains here. I haven't scraped in like I should have, but I've actually done it with newspaper for the first time. So I think that's, again, this is it shows improvement. Next one for you then. So this one is pretty much the same as the last one without it's just like a different, it's more vivid. I really do like this painting. I should have, you know, highlighted the mountains with a palette knife. I don't think I had one at the time. And again, I've overblended the water again. But I think this is my first time I've used a straight edge. Planets I like. Again, I'm still sort of putting too much emphasis on the flicking. I'm not going off to the side. They're coming out quite big blobs. And here, I don't know if you can see it, I've messed up there, and I've sort of tried to cover it up, and it's, yeah, progress, but needs to get better. Next one again, so this one I've messed up with the exploding star again. I'm trying new things out all the time. This is the first time I've actually tried to scrape the buildings in. Quite happy with this one, with the buildings. I tried hard on that, and there's like a sort of a grass scene. I don't know if you can see that there, sort of a grassy sort of island when you're looking off into the city and all that sort of stuff. Again, I've overblended the water. This one I'm really happy with. I've done a few versions of this one actually, and I've given some to friends and family. Sort of like a setting sun and the palm trees, and I've done the stars where they're a bit more realistic, the stars, and the ground and the grass and stuff like that. Really happy with that one. This is when it first started to really improve, and I've really started to get proud of my paintings. This was really good. I think I posted that one on Facebook. Okay, so what I've done here, I've actually moved off from paper, because that wasn't glossy sort of poster board. So I've moved off, and rather than poster board, I've brought this sort of glossy foam board. It's about, what, 1/2 centimetre thick, and I just thought it'd be a bit more durable as well. I mean, this painting, I like the moon, I like the sun actually, it's really nice, but I've over highlighted here, and you can see I'm messing around with buildings. Getting better at the water here, and the stars are pretty good. Quite happy with that one if I hadn't sort of over highlighted with the sun there. Doesn't look natural. Next one, I'm quite happy with this one apart from the buildings. Yeah, I'm still sort of trying to get better at the buildings. Quite happy with that. Again, I tried to sort of a galaxy thing here with the black hole and sort of white stuff coming out the middle and all that sort of stuff. I've overblended the water on this one. But again, improvement. Looks more realistic. This one's quite vivid, which I like. I've overblended the water and the buildings aren't very good again, but I like the sky on this one. I really like that planet. I don't really like that planet, and I like this planet. It's a different technique on these, what I've used here. So rather than rip the paper off like that, so you lay the paint on thick and then you try and create texture with ruffled up paper. What I've done here is I've sprayed on and then different colours as well, and then I've sort of wiped it across with a paper. So I've seen a few spray paint artists do that, and I tried that on this one. I thought it looked really nice, quite vivid, quite nice. Next one then, some more of the same. I like the shading on the moon there, and I've tried to blend in the cityscape with the palm trees, which I actually like, and there's a bit of land there, if you can see, and the planets and stuff like that. I've overblended the water again, but not by that much this time, getting better. And then the buildings aren't very good, and this first attempt at a bridge sort of thing, but I've really messed that up. I like the sky there, quite nice. Okay, so this is pretty much a carbon copy of the last one actually. I don't like this planet, it doesn't look realistic. The bridge is a bit better, the building's a bit better. It's just a better version of the last one, I think. Quite nice, quite proud of that one. Next one, okay, so this is the first attempt at a stencil. So as you can see, it's the Statue of Liberty. And what I tried to do is like a New Year's sort of Statue of Liberty. So what I've done here was sort of paint on some different colours. I've done sort of the moon there, and then paint on different colours where it was like a sort of a fireworks scene, but I've really messed it up. Sort of, yeah, it doesn't look very good at all. I mean, it's too sort of defined around the firework area. You can see in the next picture I'm trying to sort of improve my technique on that. So rather than the Statue of Liberty, this is the Sydney Opera House, and what I've done here is a different technique. I've never seen anyone do it before, where you lay on like a blob of single colour and then lay over black over it, and it sort of seeps through the black. It didn't really work well with the red. I almost had to peel it off with the red, but it's worked well with especially the pink and the green. Looks quite nice. And then I'm not really too happy with the stencil on this one, to be honest. But it is improvement from the last one. Next one, bit of a nature scene. I've given one away of these, a bit of a better one with a waterfall, to my mum. And the sort of the sunrise, I think it is. A few stars, which are a bit unrealistic because, you know, it's daylight, so you won't be able to see the stars. Quite happy with the water on this one. It's when my water started to improve. And I've done some grass bits, and I've done the trees and all this sort of stuff. Looks alright, but doesn't look very realistic. I'm going to try and work on that. This one was actually a request. So what happened is a girl I used to work with, she seen like a bit of almost a carbon copy of this really, on Facebook, and tagged me and says, can we have can you do a recreation of this? So I tried to copy it, and it was all going well, apart from like when I laid blue on here, and then you lay black over it, and then you scrape into it and it gets texture, and it's meant to look like a cave, like a heart-shaped cave. But when I was taking it off the black, it was coming off a bit too dry. I should have really put some clear coat on it, and it sort of globbed these bits of black onto it. So I really wasn't happy with that, obviously. So I'll redone it, and that's the one underneath. Now this one I'm really happy with. This is actually their wedding present. So you got the stencil there, which I've done, and then these are more defined, much more defined. The waters, I really like the water on this one, and then it's meant to be like a sunset, a romantic scene. I've scraped out along the stencil here as well to create some highlights. I really like that one. That's going to Fern and George, that is, that for their wedding present. Now this one, I was really thinking, so between the last one and this one, I was on my honeymoon, and I was actually thinking on my honeymoon when I was a bit bored by the pool, of how I could adapt that and make it almost like my own, and put my own stamp on that picture. So what I've done, I've come up with this. So using the foam board again, I've actually gone three-dimensional, if you can see that there. I've actually gone three-dimensional. So this is one single layer. The water's in the same layer with it, and then I've got a stencil on top, and then 2 layers of sort of cave, and then a border. And I would be really, really happy. I mean, I still am. I'm still quite proud of this one, to be fair. But when I was sticking it back together, a little bit of like silver paint stuck to the surface that I was working with, and it's actually, when I sort of pulled it up, it sort of ripped. So it's really, really annoying, to be honest, but I still do really like that. That took me absolutely forever, by the way, to cut all these bits out. It took me forever, but I do like it. It's really nice. Next one, I sort of went back to basics on this one. So this is sort of going back from the first one that I've done, with the pyramids and the water and the planets and stuff like that. So I've added a supernova here. I've added some sort of asteroids, meteorites coming down, comets, whatever they are. And then the 2 pyramids. I'm really happy with the water on this one. It's a much better technique that I've developed with the water. And the sun, I'm really not too happy with the sun on this one, to be honest. I don't think it looks very realistic, but I mean, it's still quite a nice painting. I don't know if it's going to go up in the house or anything, but yeah. Okay, so these ones I've developed. So this is when I've really got into stenciling. So this is actually a stencil of New York. That's meant to be the Empire State Building, and this is actually a real life stencil that I've cut out. Water again, and it's meant to be sort of like a planetary space scene with like a sort of a galaxy going around like a spiral galaxy. And I've highlighted the buildings here sort of individually as well. I've gone back and highlighted that. Not too happy with the water on this one, but other than that, it's quite a nice little painting. Okay, next one. This is again for some people, sort of like a romantic scene. This is actually a wedding photo of a couple that came to our wedding. It's Louise, my missus' cousins, basically, really nice people. And I basically, it's nice. It's like my version of their wedding photo, but it's sort of, I mean, the stencil, I put too much paint around here basically, and it seeps into the black, so it doesn't really make the stencil very defined. So I've give that one another go. Okay, so this is the last painting I'm going to show you today. This one again is pretty much the same as the last one, but I've been a bit more technical. You can see, I think the stencil's a lot more defined on there, and it's different textures as well with the sky. It's sort of like a bit of a moody sky, with the sunrise just coming up. The original photo was, I mean, it was a bit of a moody sky, and that's what I tried to recreate here, but it's like broad daylight, so obviously I wouldn't have been able to do that with a stencil. So this is my version of their wedding photo. I think it's come out quite nice actually. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so that was the progress that I've been talking about. Hope you're impressed. I'm quite impressed. I think I still need to work on some of the techniques a little bit more, to be honest, but there's definitely improvement there, and I'm going to continue that on. I've got a few nice ideas of what I want to do for the next few videos, but comment down below and let me know what you think of them, and any ideas coming up in the future. You're actually going to see me doing the art as well in the future as well, which will be quite nice. Probably the next one you'll see me doing the art. Quite a simple one, the next one, quite a short video. If anyone wants any of these pictures, by the way, apart from the last one, then comment down below and we'll get each other's details and I can send them out to you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe. I'm going to be trying doing these